The lone army in the story of Hiroo Onoda, the soldiers will keep fighting alone even after Japan surrendered. During World War II, countless soldiers fought on the front line, believing in their cause. But few stories are as astonishing as that of Hiroo Onoda, a Japanese intelligence official who continued to fight in the jungle of the Philippines for 29 years after the war had ended. His story is one of loyalty, endurance, and unshakable belief in duty, one that would make him one of the last soldiers to surrender. Hiroo Onoda was born on March 19, 1922 in Kainan, Wakayama Prefecture, Japan. He grew up in a traditional Japanese household, instilled with value of discipline, honor, and loyalty. His father was a soldier who died during the Second Sino-Japanese War, which further cemented his patriotic duty. At the age of 18, Onoda joined a trading company and was sent to Honshu, China for works. However, when he turned 20, he was conscripted into the Imperial Japanese Army and underwent rigorous military training. Recognized for his intelligence and adaptability, he was selected for Futomata Military School, where he specialized in guerrilla warfare, survival tactics, and intelligence gathering. In December 1944, with World War II nearing its final stage, Onoda was sent to the remote island of Lubang, Philippines. His orders were clear: harass enemy force, destroy airstrip, and never surrender. Even if it seemed all hope was lost, his commanding officer, Major Yoshimi Tanaguchi, explicitly told him, "You are absolutely forbidden to die by your own hand. It might take 3 years, it might take 5, but whatever happens, we will come back for you." Onoda took this word to heart and swore never to give up. On August 15, 1945, Japan officially surrendered after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. However, Onoda and his men deep in the jungles of Lubang were completely unaware of this. Cut off from communication, they continued their guerrilla warfare, ambushing local villagers and engaged in skirmishes with Philippines force. In the following years, the Japanese government made numerous attempts to inform Onoda and other households that the war had ended. Leaflets were dropped from planes urging them to surrender. Some of these messages were even signed by General Tomoyuki Yamashita, a high-ranking Japanese commander. However, Onoda and his men dismissed these leaving as enemy propaganda, believing that they were deception tactics by the Allies. They were convinced that Japan would never surrender and they had to keep fighting. For nearly 3 decades, Onoda and his small group of soldiers lived off the land, hunting wild animals, stealing food from local farmers, and constantly staying on the move. They repaired their old uniform and weapons, still preparing for what they thought was the inevitable return of Japanese forces. Over time, however, Onoda group was dwindled. One soldier, Private Yaikushi Akatsu, surrendered in 1949, realizing the war was over. Another Corporal Soichi Shimada was killed in 1954 during a crash with local police. His last remaining companion, Private Kinshichi Kozuka, was shot and killed by Philippine force in 1972. By this time, Onoda was completely alone, yet he still refused to surrender, believing that the war was ongoing. In 1974, a young Japanese traveler named Noriro Suzuki set out an unusual adventure. He had a list of 3 things he wanted to find: 1. Hiroo Onoda, 2. A panda, 3. The abominable snowman. Incredibly, he succeeded in finding Onoda living in the jungle, still believing the war was ongoing. Suzuki tried to convince Onoda that Japan had surrendered, but Onoda refused to believe him. Onoda instead they would never surrender unless he received official order from his superior officer. Mayor Taniguchi determined Suzuki returned to Japan, and Locato Taniguchi had since retired and was working as a bookseller. On March 1974, Taniguchi personally traveled to Lubang and formally relieved Onoda of his duty. Only then did Onoda finally accept that war had ended. Dressed in his tattered uniform, Onoda surrendered his rifle, 500 rounds of ammunition, hand grenades, and he swore to the Philippine authorities. He was pardoned by Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos, who recognized his loyalty and resilience. Onoda return to Japan was met with mixed emotions. She saw him as a hero, an embodiment of the old samurai spirit. Others viewed him as a tragic figure, a man whose life had been wasted by blind loyalty. Struggling to adjust to modern Japanese society, Onoda eventually moved to Brazil, where he ran a cattle run in Mato Grosso. However, in later years, he returned to Japan and started a survival training school for young people, teaching self-reliance and perseverance. In 1996, he revisited Lubang, where he made a donation to the local school as a gesture of reconciliation. He also established the Onoda Natural School, which continued to teach survival skill and discipline to children. Hiroo Onoda passed away on January 16, 2040 at the age of 91. Leaving behind a legacy of resilience, loyalty, and the importance of questioning the nature of duty. Hiroo Onoda's story is a powerful tale of dedication, resilience, and the limit of human belief. While his refusal to surrender may seem extreme, it is also a testament to the power of duty and conviction. His life serves as both an inspiration and cautionary tale, one that reminds us of the importance of questioning authority, seeking truth, and knowing when to let go of the past.